So in this video, I'm going to show you how to grow a YouTube channel starting with 0 subscribers, 0 views. We all start at that point. But I'm going to show you how I've grown my channel to a few 100,000 subscribers. It's sitting around 350,000 on that channel. This channel that you're watching right now, about 4,000, and it's growing very quickly. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I used to grow my channel very quickly. And I think there's going to be some things in here that you haven't heard from others. This is what I share with my consulting clients when they call and they want to learn about how to grow a channel. I'm going to really spill the beans here in this video. So the only thing I ask is that you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Drop a like if you find any value in it. And I can tell you right now that, look, regardless of if you have 0 views and 0 subscribers, or maybe you already have a few hundred subscribers, you're going to find something in here that is going to be of some value. And so what I really kind of preach among many people who are looking to grow their channel is that there's really 3 primary things that we need to take into consideration when we want to grow a channel, okay? And so you probably already know the things like hustle and put out content, put out good content. People say that all the time in these videos that I watch about how to grow a YouTube channel, right? That's all obvious, like no duh, like we need to put out good content, right? But there's some really important things that we need to think about, and I call them the big 3, okay? So the one thing that we're going to talk about is watch time percentage, how long people are watching your videos, how to keep people in your videos. We're going to talk about that in this video. Then we're going to talk about click-through rate. What this means is how often are people seeing your thumbnail, seeing your video somewhere on the YouTube homepage or on a suggested video. How often are they clicking on that video? What's the click-through rate on that? How do we get that up? In a lot of ways, we're talking about the thumbnail of a video. What does it look like? Is it enticing? Does it incentivize people to click on it? And then we're going to talk about audience engagement and how to drive engagement, drive comments, drive subscriptions and likes and more in this video. Now, guys, look, let me just say that, when I started my channel, the first month, I gained 64 subscribers. That was about 2 years ago. And it took a while to get the ball rolling. So if you're looking for some type of quick fix to get 1 million subscribers by next week, the truth is it's going to be incredibly difficult to do that. It's not impossible technically, it has been done, but I'm going to show you some really kind of foolproof ways that you can do this and grow as fast as possible without kind of sacrificing anything like doing sub for sub, for example, or comment for comment. I see people do that, and they try to work around this by saying, if I get 100 people, random people to subscribe to my channel, and they subscribe to my channel, then we are both helping each other out. But the truth is, you don't want dead subscribers. So don't do sub for sub if you see that, or buying subscribers, buying views, buying likes. That's just a terrible idea for the long term. All of the growth that I have on YouTube, it's all organic. And I actually just have this plaque here that YouTube sent me for getting 100,000 subscribers. And I know a lot of people kind of look forward to this. I think there's a chance we might get the gold play button, which is kind of a bigger gold plaque for getting 1 million subscribers. I don't know if we're going to hit that on my primary channel, but it's definitely something cool. And this is not to brag. Like, this is just to show you guys like the physical proof of this, I guess. I don't know, but it is nice to have, and it's totally doable. I remember watching a video like this 2 years ago and wondering, is it possible to grow my channel? So let's talk about these big 3 here, and then we're going to talk about some secret sauce that I really only share with a few people, but I'm just going to spill the beans here. So first of all, let's talk about watch time percentage. How do we get that up as fast as possible? Okay. Now, one of the first tips that I would have for that is that, in general, YouTube, they like longer form content today in going into 2020 here, right? So what this means is that if you remember back to 2006, 2007, 2008 on YouTube, if you went onto the trending page, and at one point it was called something different than trending, I can't remember what it's called, like popular page or something, but if you went onto that page and you saw YouTube videos, most of them were maybe 1 minute long, 2 minutes long, sometimes 30-second YouTube videos about like a cat or a baby biting a finger or something, right? They were very short videos. But today, going into 2020 here, all of these videos, they're much longer. You'll notice that you'll see videos popping up that are 1 hour long. They're almost like TV shows today, right? And that's because YouTube is favoring longer form content. So just kind of keep that in mind as you go forward with making videos, that in my general idea, the longer the video, the better, okay? And there's really not too much of a limit there. If you have a 2-hour, a 3-hour YouTube video, that's gonna get a very high watch time. So one metric that you really want to think about is how long are people actually staying on your video, not only in terms of the length of time, so maybe they're on your video for 4 minutes, 5 minutes on average. YouTube's gonna show you that in the analytics page, but also what's the percentage there of what people are watching. So if you put out a video that's 12 minutes long and the average watch time percentage is 5% or 6 or 7%, that's probably not good. That means that people are going onto your video and they're clicking off right away. Why is that? You need to kind of do a little bit of digging and see, well, maybe it's because you are making a video that the title completely doesn't match what's the actual content. You know, if you clicked on a video right now about how to grow a YouTube channel and I put out a video about me riding a horse somewhere around in the woods, you'd be like, what the hell? This is not what I signed up for. So you'd click off. Instantly, YouTube realizes this is not a good video, so they're not going to push it out. Instead, you want to get the higher percentage watch time, okay? So generally what I shoot for is if you're gonna make a video that's say 10 to 15 minutes long, which I find to be the sweet spot in terms of length of videos that I always try to put out, the ones that go viral for myself. If you look at my main channel, a lot of those ones that have over 1 million views are sitting anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, and that goes with a lot of my friends as well who make videos. But the percentage from, say, a 10 to 15 minute video, a good number for me to go for is around 50% watch time, audience retention, okay? So that means that if it's 10 minutes long, people are watching on average 5 minutes or 6 minutes. That's a good kind of number for me to go for. Obviously, the higher the better, so just keep that in mind. But that's watch time, okay? Watch time percentage and the total length of time that people are watching, okay? Let's talk about click-through rate. This is incredibly important to understand, and this is your thumbnails, okay? You have to realize that you're going up against so many other channels out there, and if somebody's on their YouTube page and there's 20 different videos, right, that are all available to them, which one are they going to click on? They're going to click on the most attractive, the most eye-appealing video out there, okay? And so what this means is that you really need to focus on your thumbnail. This is one of the most crucial parts because the first thing people see when they go onto YouTube is they see the thumbnail, then they read the title, then they watch the video, and if it's a good video, they'll watch it for a long time, right? But the thumbnail is the first thing that people see, okay? So that picture, the one that you clicked on here, probably like me, like holding up like a 0 or something, right? That was the first thing that you saw, okay? And so my strategy for this is you want to have few words on it or a few numbers, but you want to have just a little bit, okay? So what I found that works is, you know, I will say generally I'll have a maximum of probably about 3 or 4 words that I allow myself to put on a thumbnail. So maybe for this one, I'm not sure what it's going to be. You probably already have seen it, but it'll probably be like 0 views YouTube or something, or like get views YouTube, right? But something very simple, very large right here that you can see, okay? And if you try to cram too many words in there, people aren't going to be able to read it, they're going to skim over it, and their eye is going to catch somebody else's video that might just have like a big $1 million sign on it, right? So you want to think very much about your thumbnails, and what I would suggest doing is branding every thumbnail sort of the same. So what I mean by this is, you know, for my thumbnails, I always have me in the thumbnail. So that way, as soon as people see me, they know it's Nate O'Brien, or they know that it's this channel that you're watching right here. I've seen people kind of mix and match their thumbnails, so sometimes it's like something totally different than what the other one was, and people just don't know, like, oh, was this Nate's video? I didn't even know because I didn't see him in the thumbnail, right? So I've trained my subscribers to look for me in the thumbnail for that, and you could do that with not just yourself, but maybe just your logo, for example, is a great example. I know that I have a lot of friends who will just put their logo like up in the corner somewhere so that people are trained to recognize their thumbnails, okay? As far as how you're creating your thumbnails, look, I make mine on PowerPoint. I've had videos that get 2 million views, over 2 million views, and I made it on PowerPoint in like, you know, 2 minutes. It's super simple. You don't need like some special graphic designer to do it. And over time, you'll just kind of learn how to kind of go about it. But if you look at my thumbnails, you'll see this consistency where I'm on one side. So I don't know the camera direction right now, but I'm usually on this side, and then I have the writing over here. Okay, now maybe I said that backwards, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm on this side, but I have the writing over here, but you'll see very much of a consistency with it, okay? So that's click-through rate, that's thumbnails, all very important, but it's something you can do in-house for yourself. And let's finally talk about the next one here, the next most important thing, which is engagement, okay? So you'll notice that with my videos, and there's no shame in this, you ask people to subscribe, you ask them to drop a like, you say, hey, let me know your thoughts down below. So actually it's a great time for this right now. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're still watching the video, make sure you are subscribed to this channel for more videos like this one so that you don't miss them, right? Just saying that a few times throughout your videos is going to drive subscriptions. It doesn't matter whether you like to do it or not. The truth is, people, they forget to subscribe. You know, I've noticed that sometimes I'll watch people's videos all the time and I won't think to hit the subscribe button until they finally say, hey, make sure you subscribe. And then I say, am I subscribed? And I look down and I'm not subscribed yet. So I hit the subscribe button, right? And as soon as you do that, it tells YouTube something very, very clear. It says there's a lot of people subscribing to this guy's videos. Maybe he has 1,000 views and he just got 100 subscribers from those 1,000 views. That means that it's a really high conversion rate. People are watching his videos and they're interested in what he has to say or what she has to say. And as soon as they start doing that, boom, YouTube's gonna push it out to more people, okay? So subscribers, comments as well. So try to drive comments. Obviously don't buy comments. Don't try to do anything that's going to be malicious. YouTube knows, trust me on that. They're gonna know and they're gonna shut you down, and that's not good. It's not a long-term strategy, okay? But drive comments in some way, just by asking people, hey, what's your favorite book, right? That's what I did in one of my videos on my channel, on my primary channel, right? And I said, here's my 5 favorite books. What are your favorite books? What books have influenced you the most? And you can see hundreds of comments, probably thousands of comments on that video by now. It has over 100,000 views of just people recommending their favorite book, right? So it's something relatable. People love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about the books that they've read. And so it was a great question to ask. So I actually comment on my own videos, every video. You'll probably see it in this video right here. I'll leave a comment and say like, hey, like something, 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 right? Leave your thoughts below, right? And it's a great way to drive more comments, but also more likes. So I even throw in like these little plugins here. I'll throw one right here just so that you can see it, but it's like a little like button or a little subscribe button, right? You can throw those in, you can get them for free, you can buy them for like a few dollars, or you can make them with Premiere Pro or with Adobe After Effects or whatever different software you use. Super simple, but it's gonna drive more engagement, okay? So those are the big 3. But we're really just getting into how to grow a YouTube channel here. And we could probably go on for hours, and I hope you're finding value in this, I really do. But I would say that the secret sauce for people who have 0 subscribers and they want to get to 100, they want to get to 1,000 as fast as possible, the biggest piece of advice, and I'm so glad that you're still here for this part of this video, because I think a lot of people clicked off and they thought they got enough information, but this is the most crucial part that I'm ever going to share with anybody, is to use something called fame jacking or news jacking, okay? And this is how I went from 60 some subscribers to 1,000 subscribers within just a few months after that, and then I grew even faster and faster, okay? It's fame jacking and news jacking. And I'm sure I didn't come up with these terms. Somebody came up with them at some point, but it was when I learned this that my channel grew tenfold very, very quickly. And you can do this as well, okay? So the way that this works is you need to think of basic supply and demand, right? You can even just tie in economics to this, that if there is something that happens very, very recently, say in the news, right? Let's say that something happens to a political figure. Well, I would recommend not talking about politics on YouTube. That's a sticky spot to be in. But let's say that something happens, right? And there's thousands or even millions of people searching for it on YouTube, searching for it on Google, because it just happened a few hours ago, right? Or just the other day. Like say, a perfect example, the Tesla Cybertruck that came out last month, okay? When this Cybertruck got released, there were so many people interested in it, searching about it, but there weren't that many people putting videos out on the actual topic. And so this is basic supply and demand. When there are tons of people looking for it and not that many people putting out the content, it doesn't matter whether you have 10 million subscribers or 0 subscribers, YouTube is gonna show you at the top because you have a very relevant title, very, very relevant tags. And so this is something called news jacking, by taking advantage of time-sensitive information. And this is how I got started with my channel. I made a video about Snapchat IPO, right? So Snapchat was offering stock, right? And there were no videos. There were literally no videos on this topic. And so I made a video about it and it got a few thousand views with 60 or 70 subscribers at the moment, okay? So that's a great way to do it, news jacking, but also fame jacking. I see this work very, very well for people. Be careful with this, but it works. So I'll give you an example here. I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's like Jake Tran or something. I might be totally, totally wrong on that. But he made a video about Graham Stephan, okay? And Graham Stephan has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but he made a video about somebody who's already big or famous. Think like if you made a video about Gary Vaynerchuk, or if you made a video about Will Smith, or somebody who's generally pretty famous, like how Oprah Winfrey became a billionaire. I don't know if she's a billionaire yet, but she's close, right? If you make something about somebody who's already big, it's automatically going to start recommending that video, especially if it's a good one, against that person's video, right? And so it's an easy way to kind of get yourself in there, wed yourself into a topic and put yourself at the top by talking about somebody who's famous or by talking about something in the news when there's not a lot of content about it. That is my biggest tip for you guys if you have very few views, very few subscribers, okay? Biggest thing I can ever say. I really do mean that, okay? So find some time-sensitive things, whether that's putting in the title of your video January 2020 or putting in the month or the date or at least the year so that it's more time-sensitive and it shows up farther at the top of that video. All right, so those are my best recommendations for you if you're looking to grow a channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing. I really wish you the best. And look, you can do anything on YouTube. You can do anything that you put your mind to if you just put in the work behind it, okay? So put out 20 videos, put out 30 videos, time sensitive, news jacking, fame jacking. Find a way to really create something that's explosive, breaking common knowledge, and don't try to reinvent the wheel. I say this a lot, but I think some people go onto YouTube and they try to totally do something that's absolutely different. That's okay, but it has a higher risk of failure. Maybe there's a higher reward to it, but what I do in my videos is I will see videos similar to something, right? And then I will make something similar to that, okay? So, for example, this video about how to get YouTube subscribers with 0 views and 0 subscribers, I actually saw a couple other people make videos similar to this. They had different ideas, they presented it differently, they didn't talk about some things that I talked about in this video, but I saw them do well. I got, they got millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and I thought, you know what? This is a great topic that I can make for my own channel. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can sort of copy ideas. Don't copy videos. Don't copy what people say. Don't copy the way that they're saying them. But it's okay to make your own spin on something. It's totally okay, right? Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next video.